The Sundarbans at dawn is a world of silver and gray, where the line between water and land vanishes under a thick, ethereal mist.
As the tide begins its slow, rhythmic ascent, the ancient mangroves prepare to hold their breath, their roots drinking the brackish brine.
Deep within the labyrinth of the forest, a Bengal tiger moves like a phantom, its orange coat dampened by the persistent, soft drizzle.
This is the domain of the ghost of the glades, a predator evolved to rule both the solid earth and the treacherous currents.
High above, the Brahmani kite circles, its piercing cry a warning that echoes through the canopy, cutting through the silence of the rain.
On the mudflats, a colony of fiddler crabs emerges, their single, oversized claws waving in a frantic, ancient semaphore of survival.
The scent of salt and decaying leaves fills the air, a primordial perfume that tells the story of life and death in the delta.
Suddenly, a ripple breaks the surface of the black water. A massive saltwater crocodile, the true titan of the tides, begins its hunt.
It moves with terrifying silence, its body a submerged log, drifting toward a herd of spotted deer drinking at the bank. The cheetal deer are skittish. They sense the unseen threat, their ears twitching to catch the faintest whisper of the shifting water.
With a sudden, explosive burst, the crocodile lunges, but the deer vanishes into the thicket like a spray of brown light.
The predator retreats into the depths, patient and eternal. In the Sundarbans, time is measured by the coming and going of the sea. As the drizzle turns to a steady rain, the forest floor becomes a mirror, reflecting the twisted architecture of the Sundari trees. A group of local hunters, the Mawali, glides silently in their wooden dugout, paying respects to the forest spirits. They know the tiger is watching. They can feel its gaze from the shadows, a heavy presence that demands absolute respect. The Mawali whisper prayers to Bon Bibi, the goddess of the forest, believing her grace is the only thing between them and the bog. Deep in the mud, a king cobra slithers over a fallen log, its scales glistening like wet obsidian under the gray sky. This is the largest venomous snake on Earth, a silent guardian of the mangrove interior, avoiding the rising waters. The tide reaches its peak, turning the forest into a floating world where only the strongest and most adaptable survive. An Irrawaddy dolphin surfaces in a secluded channel, its rounded head a rare sight in these treacherous silt-heavy waters. The dolphin's presence is a sign of the river's health, a brief moment of grace amidst the brutal struggle for existence. Beneath the roots, the mudskippers cling to the bark, breathing through their skin as they wait for the dry land to return. A fishing cat, small but fierce, stalks the shallows, its webbed paws designed for the unique challenges of this swampy realm. It strikes with lightning speed, pulling a shimmering fish from the muck, a master of its specialized niche. The rain intensifies, a rhythmic drumming on the broad leaves of the nipa palms that grow along the water's edge. As darkness begins to fall, the forest transforms into a theater of shadows, where every rustle could be a hidden hunter. The Bengal tiger finds a high ridge, a rare patch of dry ground, and lets out a low, guttural roar that vibrates through the damp air.
It is a sound of dominance, a reminder to all that the king of the Sundarbans remains unchallenged.
Fireflies begin to blink in the darkness, tiny lanterns of life dancing between the gnarled, ancient roots. The tide begins to ebb, pulling the secrets of the forest back into the Bay of Bengal, leaving behind a fresh layer of silt. A lesser adjutant stork stands motionless on a sandbar, a prehistoric silhouette,
against the rising moon.
The forest never truly sleeps. The nocturnal shift begins as the owls take flight from the hollows of the aged trees.
The cycle of the tides is the heartbeat of this place, a pulse that has beaten for thousands of years, unchanged and unyielding.
In the whispers of the ancient tides, every creature is a part of a complex, delicate tapestry of survival and instinct.
The Mawali hunters return to their village, their boat heavy with wild honey, thankful to have survived another day in the tiger's home. They share stories of the big one, the tiger they saw but who chose to let them pass, a ghost in the rain.
Morning returns, and the drizzle continues, a soft veil that keeps the Sundarbans hidden from the prying eyes of the world.
The Royal Bengal tiger marks its territory once more, a claw mark on a tree trunk that tells a story of power and presence.
The Sundarbans remains a wild frontier, a place where the ancient tides continue to whisper the secrets of the earth.
As the water rises again, the forest waits, a timeless kingdom ruled by the stripes of the tiger and the rhythm of the sea.